Hello, welcome to Shakeyburns on this fantastic snowy day. So as you can see, Commander James and Murphy are waiting for you. We hope, you'll join us a bit more actively, because we haven't heard from you yet. But we keep hoping. So today we're going to look at the police. So, does everyone stare? Which is like in the main head. So some of you might know the police, some may not. Sting. Every little thing she does is magic. Surely you've heard some of their songs, probably. So today we have a love song. And you may think, oh well, why do we not ever get tired of love songs? Because if you look at it, most songs, most poetry is either about love or death. So how is it that we keep writing and keep reading all those different love poetry, love poems? Why is it so that we don't just have one or two best poems and we just keep coming back to them, but we keep writing new ones, and they're successful, they're always successful? Well, I have an idea. Yes, Commander James, what do you have to say? My idea is, well, that it's how our brain works. Each time we see a love poem, it works like we see it for the first time. That's how our brain reacts to it. I don't think so, because, well, I think that's because love is always very private. Well, it's, I don't know, I think it's, you have some typical things in love. That's why you can write about it and talk about it, because people can understand it from their experience. But still, each time it's a little bit different. So each poem is a little bit different. Well, maybe. So what do we have here? Let's read it. So it's a song. If you want, you can pause and find it. What are you doing? Pause and find it and listen to it, or you can just read it as a poem. I change my clothes 10 times before I take you on a date. I'm in a cold sweat, I panic and it makes me late. I knew you never asked for this, I know. My shots will always misfire, my shots will always miss. Does everyone stare this way at you? I only look this way at you. I change my clothes 10 times before I take you on a date. I get the heebie-jeebies and my panic makes me late. I break into a cold sweat reaching for the phone. I let it ring twice before I chicken out and decide you're not at home. Does everyone stand we do? Oh, I never noticed the size of my feet until I kicked you in the shins. Will you ever forgive me for the shape I'm in? Does everyone stare the way I do? I only stare this way at you. I'm gonna write you a sonnet, but I don't know where to start. I'm so used to laughing at the things in my heart. Last of all, I'm sorry, 'cause you never asked for this. I can see I'm not your type, and my shot will always miss. Always miss. Oh. Na, na, na. So we read it, and the first question is it a serious poem, or is it a funny poem? Mm-hmm. Yes. So you think it's funny? You think it's serious? You're not sure. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Because uh, what is it about? What is it about? Is it a typical love poem? Is it typical? Maybe it is, maybe it's not in different ways. So what is not typical? Yes, yes, he never talks about the girl. Love makes him self-conscious, but to such degree that he forgets to tell us about the girl. Maybe she is so amazing and divine you can't possibly put her in the poem. Or maybe he's just with his heebie-jeebies. He can't look at her. And he just thinks, oh my god, my goodness. Maybe. So again, we have a hero. And is he a typical hero? Again, do people often talk about such things? Like, I change my clothes 10 times before I take on a date. I let the phone ring twice, and then I chicken out and decide you're not at home. No, so he is, as the narrator, he's being honest. As the writer, he's having fun. Yeah? Because, how do we feel about this person? How do we feel? Do we feel sorry for him, or do we laugh, or do we smile, or do we say, ah, that's just like me? Do we say, ah, it's just like me? Mm. Right. So one of the ways to show how the girl is cool and important is to show not her, but how she affects him. So at the same time we can see him and we can get an idea of her, even though she's not described. And then again, maybe he's like that with all girls. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, so what kind of a person is he? Nervous? Self-centric? Did he say self-centric? Yeah, maybe self-centric. Oh, dandy. Because he changes his clothes. Yeah, you know, the first time I heard that, or read it, I thought he was changing his clothes 10 times before he would he take her on a date, because he was sweating and he had to change. Oops. Because his clothes got a bit. But no, probably it's just because he thinks, what should I put on? Which way do I look my best? Kind of thing, I guess, probably. Why? Again, because yeah, because he's not very sure of himself. Uh, he's in love, but he thinks he's not really good enough. Again. It means, does she love him? We don't know. No, she doesn't. Yeah, because if he thought she loved him, he wouldn't bother that much with his clothes. Just, okay, I'll just put on something decent, out of respect to other people. Because if someone loves you, obviously they don't care what kind of clothes you're wearing. I care. Really? Well, you may say it's like Shakespeare and Taming of the Shrew, and like, are you marrying me or my clothes? but still it sort of affects the impression, sort of affects the relationship. I mean, if you really don't care about the way you're dressed and you look like a little bomjek, you know, a little homeless person who hadn't had a bath for uh, a year, then of course it's not nice. Well, change my clothes 10 times before I take you on a date. That's more like about a girl than a boy, isn't it? Well, typically, stereotypically, you'll think it's a girl who tries to look her best. So, as we have nothing said about the girl, we can kind of conclude that she does the opposite. She doesn't care. She just uh, leaves all the worry to him, because she's cool and she knows it. Probably, maybe. I change my clothes 10 times before I take you on a date. So we have a relationship here, because he can take her on a date, even if it's difficult, but it's not impossible. So why would she let him do it? That's a big question, you see? If a girl lets him take her on a date and they agree it's a date, then the girl likes him. Does she? Or maybe she just wants to have a free dinner, you know? A girl wouldn't have a free dinner if it was in a nasty company. No. And we have this guy who is all shy and unsure. And we have a girl who is, at least to him, we don't know about, but to him she is really cool. And are they going to have a date? So if she likes him, then there is really no point for him to try and look like a poppycock. But if she doesn't, then why bother? So either way, it's not reasonable, it's not logical. But since when love was logical? Love makes you crazy. Love makes you do strange things. But believe me, I have been in love. Oh yeah, the things I did. You wouldn't believe it. No, because love can help you. Love can help you get out of flat existence. Love can make you a bit kukulala, to fly with the gnomike. Because that's what love does to you, especially if you don't see it as, oh, I need to get that person, I need to have the person, but that's how we play, that's the electric charge, and we can use it. I'm in a cold sweat, I panic, it makes me late. So again, it sounds more like a girl than a boy. So what is it? He panics, and that is why he is late, which is the last thing he wants. He wants to make a good impression on her. He wants to impress her, not just a good impression, but to impress her. And he's like, oh, I should look my best. I shouldn't be late. And because he panics, he does exactly the wrong thing. Dear me, dear me. Would you like to have such a boyfriend? Or if you're a boy, a girlfriend like that? He's sweet. He is a loser. No, he's sweet. He's nice. I know my shots will always miss fire. My shots will always miss. I told you he was a loser. Oh, he maybe he's not a loser. Maybe he just needs some reassurance. And maybe he He believes his shots will always miss, and that is why they do miss. Does everyone stare this way at you? I only look this way at you. What do you have to say, dear people? So it's a question he asks whom exactly? Does he ask you as the girl? Does he ask it rhetorically, just you the reader? Or is he talking to himself? I think he's a bit crazy. He talks to himself. So why would he ask it? Why would he ask it? Because if she's cool and amazing and beautiful and fantastic and everyone wants to be her boyfriend, then it wouldn't be a question, it would be a statement. Like, everyone stares this way at you. But here he's like, what the beep is going on with me? Why am I so crazy? Why am I not quite my usual self when this girl is around? What is so special about her? Other people don't seem to be affected at all. Crazy. Why would it be? How could it be? Yeah? Does everyone say this way to you? Because he can't understand it. So again, from that question, which is the title question of the song, we can see that maybe she's not Miss California or Miss Britain or Miss Universe. Maybe she's not the most amazing girl in the world. Maybe she's not much to look at normally from like a standard perspective. But to him, she's so amazing, he completely loses his balance. Because I guess normally he's not like that. That's why he is telling us about what is happening. Why? Why? But she's just... But... I only look this way at you. So is it like only I look at you? Or I only look and I can't touch you? Because true love, it can't be touched. True love is too far away. Not far away, but it's inside you, but it's not really attached to person. It's an entity. Love is like an entity. So you can only look if you grab it. If you grab your love, then it might break. Maybe. I'm just telling you what I'm having the vibrations from the poem. It doesn't mean I agree or disagree, but I'm telling you how it might be, how it flows. That who was it? One of the philosophers. That's his name. Hey. Well, anyway, he said, I don't want to get married because when you have a girlfriend, you're in love, it's inspiring. But if you get married, it's just routine, it's mundane, it kills all romance, kills all inspiration. He did it in Heidegger, that was Heidegger. And that's what he did in his real life. Because, like guys like Oscar Wilde would write things like that in their plays and stories. Would they really mean it? We don't know. There is this idea. So it's physics, really. You may think about magnets. Maybe you have plus and minus, and as long as there's some distance, there's charge, there's power. Or they want to attract, they want to repel all at the same time. You know, those magnets that can attach and repel at the same time. So as long as you keep the distance, you have the forces at work. Because once you let them attach, then that is all. There's nothing else for them to do. But as long as the distance remains, the spaceship can fly. Yeah? And then it can be really magical. I change my clothes 10 times before I take you on a date, he repeats again. I get the heebie-jeebies. Again, is heebie-jeebies a serious word? Or is it serious? It's very, very serious. If you're 3 years old, maybe then it's serious. Well, no. So he uses this childish language, silly language, saying like heebie-jeebies, nervous, heebie-jeebies, because he feels childish. What does it mean you feel childish? You don't know what to do, because if you're a child, you learn to operate in your reality. And once you know, you think, you don't know, but you think you know, you believe you know all the paths and ways and roads in this reality. Once you think you know the ways, you kind of get stuck in it. You need some update. Maybe change a job, maybe move to another planet, maybe fall in love. Because then you find yourself in a completely new reality where your old ways do not work. You have to learn it from the start, from scratch. And no one can tell you what to do because it's personal. It's your personal reality if you fall in love. And you don't, you can't possibly have anyone telling you what to do. So he's like a child again, and maybe in his usual life he's big and strong, and we don't know. But once he moves to this new reality, he's feeble. He's he doesn't like it, but he can't help it. My panic makes me late. So again, really, he just repeats the first stanza in here. Maybe because it happens again and again, maybe because it's important. What do you think? Oh, maybe because... What? Maybe because he was trying to take her on a date for a long, long time, and finally she said, okay, let's do it. And he was so amazed. He went completely crazy. Oh, could be. So it's a first date. Could be. And it's very important because the first date, they say, is very important. If you do something horrible at your first date, you may forget all about that girl, and if she likes you on the first date, then maybe you stand a chance to get her. Yay. Maybe. You know, Commander James, life's not that easy. You don't know. I break into a cold sweat reaching for the phone. I let it ring twice before I chicken out, decide you're not at home. Oh dear. So again, he repeats the phrase about cold sweat. First, because he just the idea of taking the girl on a date makes him nervous, and now he's late, and he needs to tell her that he would be late if we decide that it's a logical order here. Oh no, now I need to call her. Oh dear, no, it's so horrible. I can't speak to her. How is it? Why is it easier to text than to talk? Yes? More ideas? Please? I guess because writing creates a bit of distance. You have, let's say, in speaking over phone, let's say you only have space between you, but if you're typing, then you have also time because you don't have to answer immediately. It's not live, and you can think about your words and you can write it, and then you can change it before you send it. While if it's live, like now we're streaming, we have no notes, we're just streaming. You say whatever you say and you can't change it, and if you say something really stupid, you can't take it back. Or maybe because writing is more mechanical and speaking is alive and human, and so it's much more complicated. The energy, oh, the voice, maybe if he hears her voice, he just goes, oh, fainting, because it's too much. Writing can be kind of impersonal. It looks all the same on your mobile phone or on your computer, even handwriting, but intonation, voice carries so much information, so much energy, so much connection. Maybe that's why. Oh, that's a good point, Muffy. Thank you. Thank you very much. I let it ring twice before I chicken out. Again, is it usual for a man to say that about himself? Yes, who said it? It's like a confession. You're right, it's like a confession. So we are like, let's say we're like a priest maybe, and he's confessing to us. But at the same time, of course it's ironic, of course there's a lot of humor in it. And of course we recognize ourselves in it because it's so typically British, isn't it? Ah, if he calls you by a name, it's like he tells you he's in love with you. Ah, if he calls you on phone, it's like he admits he adores you. Ah. So this I, who is this I? Maybe I is every British. Maybe, maybe. I let it ring twice before I chicken out, decide you're not at home. So on one hand, okay, I called you, I did it, check. But in such a funny way, like if you ring twice, if you let it ring twice, then what are the reasonable chances that she'll take out the phone? 2 out of what, 10 million? I decide you're not at home. Again, he's talking to himself like, okay, I did it, I tried it, but well, maybe she's not at home, just justifying his actions, excusing himself. Again, what does it tell you about him, her love, relationship? I guess we enjoy such poetry. Funny, it's funny. And because it shows you how a big man, we don't know if he's big or not big, and what he's like in his normal life. It doesn't matter. We have the idea of a man being strong and a woman being not so strong, physically, if nothing else. And here we can see how a lady, a girl, does nothing at all. She does nothing. It's not like she tells him, "Oh, I don't like you, go away." Or it's not like she tells him, "Oh, you have a bad breath," or something. No, it's not even like she says, "Oh, I don't know. I'll only go on a date with you if you wear something really cool and expensive and he can't afford it." Or if she says, "I'll only meet you if you win the Nobel Prize," or something. No, she does nothing. In this poem, she does nothing at all to confuse him. But he feels her and gets confused himself. He confuses himself. He doesn't need any help from her to get confused. You see? You see what I mean? It's not like he calls her and she tells him something. No, he calls her, and the fact that he calls her makes him chicken out. Nothing more. Ah, good point. Good point. Does everyone stare the way I do? I only stare this way at you. In other words, speaking about the chorus, in other words, does it happen to everyone? No, it can only happen to me. When it happens, you feel like it can only happen to you and no one else. You think, well, everyone else, they think they're in love, but only I am truly in love. It's different. Does everyone stare? I only stare. Only him. It could only happen to me. Can't you see? Can't you see? Yeah. Oh, it's such a fantastic poem because it's so honest. Maybe it's a bit exaggerated, maybe it isn't. Or anyway, it's the poet's job to exaggerate a bit and to bring humor into it, and to bring humor into it. Yes, and to bring humor into it, because again, it depends on how you look at it, how you read it. Because you can, "Oh no, she doesn't love me no matter what I do. Oh." Or you can put it, when you put it out that plainly, you can see the absurdity. Why are you doing it? Why doing it? Why? Oh, because I'm in love, I can't help it. I know it's stupid of me. Love makes you self-conscious. I know it's stupid of me, but I can't resist. I can't do otherwise. Is it some kind of an instinct, do you think? No, I think it's natural magic. Well, maybe both, maybe neither. You tell me. Do you think it's a biological instinct, or do you think it's magic or something else? Mm-hmm. Right, now we go to stanza 4, part 4. And the story progresses, the story develops. First stanza, he's just, I'm taking her on a date. Second is, okay, I'm ready to go there, but I'm going to be late. I need to call her. So in second stanza we have the girl appearing as the idea, because he tries to make the connection. The first bit is just about him being nervous, getting ready. The second, we have her space, because he calls her on the phone, even though he only waits for 2 seconds before he chickens out, but we have this connection ringing. And now they're there on the date, and they're awfully close. I never noticed the size of my feet until I kicked it in the shins. Oh! Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. That's not good. So, do you normally think about the size of your feet if you're not trying to buy shoes, something? Oh. And again, what is he thinking about? His mind in such confusion. She's too close, her gravity field is too big, and we don't believe in what the scientists tell you about gravity, the way it's understood in mainstream science, because you have something that proves it's not right. But we can use the idea, and it seems to work perfectly if you start talking about, let's say, metaphysics rather than physics. So we now know for a fact that mass does not distort light around it. A massive object doesn't bend light, apparently again. Who are we to know? But we can see how someone with a gravity of the aura, let's say, someone with a, who impresses you, who is important to you, they have their gravity, energy gravity, and that energy gravity can and does affect reality around. It can affect people's thinking. So if you're next to someone like here, who is dear to you, but you're too shy, and so their gravity is big, then your mind can be sent in confusion. Or another example is when you are near your teacher, a good teacher, then everything is really clear to you. You can see how things work when the teacher is near, even if the teacher doesn't explain you things, just because the teacher is around. But the minute the teacher goes some other room, you look at your task and it's like, oh, it makes no sense. Yeah, again, the gravity of this person changes reality, changes your thinking. Or even a bigger example is saints, holy people. Again, reality changes around them somehow. Well, we're not talking about Jesus, because everyone knows about Jesus. But in everyday life, that also happens a lot with teachers, with people we respect and love. So here, okay, again, you can read it differently. You can read it whichever way you like. That's the beauty of poetry. So someone can say, he is selfish. Instead of thinking about the girl, instead of telling us about the girl, all he does is talking about himself. I this, I that, I this, I that. And he thinks about his stupid feet. Who cares about his stupid feet? How can he be so selfish at such moment? Or you can read it in such a way that he's in turmoil. He can't think clearly because she's too close to him. So she thinks about the first stupid thing, like, oh, my feet are too big. I'm so clumsy. Yeah. So it's an amazing, really amazing piece because it's a quintessence. It's everything that we might fear in love, um, in the sense of our appearance, like our appearance, outward appearance. I change my clothes 10 times, how I look just from outside. It's about being strong, independent, and self-assured. Oh yeah, people like when you are cool and calm and collected, and not when you're like a little chicken running around. I panic, it makes me late. So being late is another nightmare for someone who wants to make a good impression. Because obviously, if it's you who wants to have a date, if it was your idea, and the girl just, okay, let's try, let's see what happens, then how do you feel being late? Awful. Yeah, awful. Why? Well, being late is not polite to start with. Yes, and oh, I know, and she might run away if you're late. It's like she comes there, you're not there, she's like, okay, I waited for 2 seconds, he's not there, I'm going away, bye, never see you again. Yeah, so being late on the first date, ooh, oh no. Then talking to her is another, oh, panic, panic, panic. How can I talk to her? Oh. And here, when they're close, when they actually meet in real life, in flesh and blood and bone, he's clumsy. He kicks her in the shins by an accident. Oh, my feet are too big. So again, it's everything which makes you believe that, like, oh no, she'll just run away. What am I doing? What have I done? What do I do? So you fail in every point. All your shots will always miss. But if it's love, then none of it matters. If it's love, none of it matters. I say for the third time, if it's love, none of it matters. And somewhere inside we know it, but it's a game we're playing, isn't it? So if she loves him, then she wouldn't care about any of that. If he's being honest and she can see he's just trying to impress her and fails and he's sorry about it, and he's not just thinking about himself, because if he just thought about himself, he would just like think, I'm so cool, I'll just come and see and do what I like. But he's nervous precisely because it's so important to him. Because he knows he's very much likely to fail, but he still tries. He can't resist it, maybe. So maybe in that case the girl can see that he's honest, he's true to himself, and he cares about what is happening. After all, it's not his fault if he kicks her by an accident, and she can see it was an accident. And maybe then she just says, you're funny, you're funny. Maybe we can meet some more? Maybe? But that's not what he wants, because he doesn't want her to think of him as a clown. Although he is a clown, isn't he? Maybe that's the thing about love. You know you're a clown, but you kind of hate it, but you can't hide it. And it's really amusing. It's really funny. That's humor. That's humor. Once you stop being too serious about yourself, you can see the humor in it. Yes, 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 yes. Oh dear, we all want to be Superman or beautiful princesses in front of our beloved. And in the end, usually, because we are not, and it's good, because we are all different, we just end up looking funny, but that's good too. It's good to be a bit self-ironic, maybe. It's good to be able to laugh at yourself. Yes, I agree. I know you agree. Will you ever forgive me for the shape I'm in? Again, will you ever forgive me? To him, it's very important. Is it so important to her? Like, will you ever forgive me? Means he thinks, oh, she will hate me forever. But maybe if we look at the girl, she's like, another idiot, and she just forgets all about him. It's not like she's angry with him, she just doesn't care. Which might be good for him if he's in love and she doesn't care, and he doesn't give up, and rather than oh, I'm so depressed, he looks at the funny side of it, at the creative side of it, and there's a lot of magic in it. Does everyone stare the way I do? I only stare this way at you. Fantastic. I'm gonna write you a sonnet, but I don't know where to start. I'm so used to laughing at the things in my heart. So these are golden words, not just for the British, I guess, for many people. Many people. So another typical thing, of course, is to write a love poem, because you feel so much elevated. You can't speak normally. You feel like, oh, it's so big. It has to be. It has to get the shape which would suit it. My feelings are like a big diamond, so it needs to be framed accordingly. A sonnet, a song, a sonnet, something. Again, a sonnet is not any poem. A sonnet is something deep and profound. Yeah, we know the story of sonnets. Yes, we know. But today, when we talk about sonnets, we think about, Shakespeare, Italy, love, classics, yes, Petrarchy, yes. Or who was it? Well, anyway, Italy, and first of all, we think about love and something out of this world. Yeah. But of course, if he's clumsy in everything else, maybe he's a great writer, but he doesn't know where to start, and so used to laughing at the things in my heart. So that's again just those two lines, and you can kind of meditate there for a long time. You can say lots of things and nothing. Because that's what we do. We try to pretend we are not emotional, because not emotional is cool. Because if you're emotional, you're weak and pathetic. And if you don't care, you're cool. That's what modern culture says, and most people believe it. Showing your emotions is showing your weakness. And then we have this song which can help you, me, you, him, her, reconnect with it, to see that maybe it's not a weakness to have emotions. Maybe as long as emotions don't dictate their rules to you, as long as it's not your emotions, but emotions are yours, if you know what I mean. I'm so used to laughing at things in my heart. Laughing. Why laughing? Not taken serious, like, no, it's nothing, it's just a joke, it's not real. Really, I'm so amazing and cool. It's the things in my heart. No, that's for babies. But they're alive. Those things in my heart, they're not things. They're alive. They're more like, I don't know, flowers maybe. And eventually they have to grow, they have to spring out, and then you are completely at a loss because you kept looking the other way for so long. When finally it comes to you, you're like a baby lost in the sea, and you can't make any sense of it because you never tried before. You don't have the experience, you don't have the map, you don't have any idea. But it's coming for you. It's coming to take you. It's going to make you crazy, to put you upside down. So you may think, oh, I'm just a very serious person. And next thing you know, you're trying to write a sonnet, even if you're not a poet at all. You're trying to write a sonnet and you think about the size of your feet. And you don't have the guts to call a girl. That's what is happening to you. You discover a completely new side of yourself, a side which had always been there, but you kept laughing at it, and now it claims its throne. It claims its crown. Love here is like an exiled prince or princess, and everyone laughs at her or him or it. But in the end, love comes to claim the crown, comes in full power. And now no one can do anything about it. It was easy to laugh at it while it was abstract. It was easy to laugh at it while it was about someone else. And then it hit you and everything changed. So is it important or not that we don't know anything about the girl from here? Maybe it's not. Maybe the girl herself is not that important. She's only important because she allows this change to happen. Maybe. And it's the change itself which is interesting. And what is happening inside the person. And how love overcomes easily. Overcomes all the barricades of mind and reason and whatnot. What do you reckon? Have you been in love? Are you in love? Would you say it's true? Do you think he has any chances to win the girl? Last of all, I'm sorry because you never asked for this. I can see I'm not your type and my shot will always miss. Always miss. Always miss. Always miss. So again, as we round it up, he says, I know I'm not your type. I know you will never love me. But if it's true love, the alchemical love, love that changes the one who loves, if it's true alchemical love, then it's not important if you love or don't love me, because true love doesn't ask to be loved back. True love is just happy to love. Yeah? I mean, it's powerful stream of energy, you may say. If you're in it, then it matters not whether it comes from you or to you, or from you to this person, from you to that person. It's alive. A love, this true alchemical love, is not just an emotion. It's not a thing. It's a reality. And once you're in that reality, you don't care if it was originally directed at this person or that person. Love itself becomes its own goal. Love for love's sake, you may think, you may say. I can see I'm not the type, my shot will always miss. Ha 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 ha. But he doesn't say, so now I'm going to give up and stop loving you, because he can't stop loving her. It's not something you, well, at some point it's something you agree or not agree to love someone. There's always a point where you can say, I might fall in love with that person, I should be careful, I should go the other way, I don't want it. Or you can say, I'm about to fall in love, I'm about to fall in love with that person. Let it be, let's get on the journey and see what happens. But once you decide it, it's quite beyond you, because it's like you may say a spirit you invoke, or energy stream you turn on, and now it flows and takes with it and doesn't ask you anymore, because you have given your consent in the first place. So on one hand we have here something typical, something that many people recognize, being shy and feeling that failure. We don't like feeling the failure. We don't like to be losers, we like to be the winners. But you can't force someone to love you. And here, in the end, we have this attraction repelling, this energy pulse created by attracting but never quite getting attracted, and being repelled. If she doesn't like him that much, then she's sort of repelled, but she can't be totally repelled from him, because there is this connection. And it's not like he decided, oh, I will follow that girl because she's the best girl in the town. No, he says, does everyone stare at you the way I do? Why you? You're nothing special. Oh no, you're so special. Oh, she's nothing special. Oh yeah. When she looks at me, It's like the sun comes out of the clouds. Yes, I just, and her smell, do you know her smell? She smells so nice. She smells like pizza, she works in a pizza. She's a pizza maker. No, I love her smell. It's so nice. So it gets crazy, crazy. It's something you would never ever do, think, feel in your right mind, but something that happens to you in your left mind. I'm not talking about brain, but mind, right mind is right at left. Right. Well, anyway, you can meditate on it for a very long time and see what it tells you. You may try to write a sonnet. You may try just to say, yeah, it's about me, or oh no, that's not about me, that's rubbish. Whatever is your way. Well, I guess that should be it. Thank you very much and see you later. Come join us. Come join us. It's a bit tiresome to do the telepathy with you all the time. Sometimes it's better when you just speak out for yourself, because you never know. There can always be some kind of disturbances in the field, disruptions, and then maybe your words and thoughts and ideas don't come too clearly over here to me. Maybe it's better if you just join us on Skype or even in real life, whichever you prefer. It would be good. Okay, see you later, people, alligators. Who are you people? Okay, see you later, people.